Hey, so I just got an Elgato prompter today, and I'm really happy to have it. So let's check it out. This is me unboxing the prompter. I think it went pretty well. It had instructions up on top, came in a box within a box. As you can see, it comes with plenty of accessories you might need for adjusting different types of cameras, and we'll get to that in a second. It did have some egg carding that had a little trouble taking out, but everything was protected inside very well. I did have to make some adjustments on the fly once I started putting everything together. Even though it is very easy to assemble, there is some question on what camera to put and what lens to put, so it's best to read the instructions even if you don't really need them. This is my setup. As you can see, that's my keyboard, my screen. I have two cameras, a Logitech and an Elgato. The Elgato camera does have a little bit of bleaching when it's filming, but I'm hoping that'll be resolved soon. I do have a little light setup. I have a Stream Deck, I should say. I have a comp and I have a secondary screen, and there's a controller, and then my mic stands right next to that. I think it's a pretty nice setup, but it has been getting in my way, so this new setup is going to go pretty well. So here's me kind of fumbling around trying to get everything where I want it to be. At first it took me a little bit to line up the camera where I wanted. Actually, it's going to end up saving me a lot of space, and the prompter works really well as a third screen, so I think I'm going to find a lot of good uses for it after all. This is me trying to assemble everything. I have one setup, and then I'm going to change it to a slightly different setup, and then I'll change it again after the video is over. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good job. I really do like the way that everything's connecting. This is me connecting the prompter to the computer. I really do like that everything's plug and play nowadays. Back in the day, this would have been a pain in the ass. The computer took to it really well. The software was pretty easy to download. That's what I'm actually doing right there. If you already have the camera hub set up, actually the prompter software is already in there, but I update it anyway just in case. As you can see, I no longer need that little stabilizer, little platform. And I set it up. It starts right away. And that is a third screen. I didn't realize that right away. I thought it was just mirroring the current screen I was on. Okay, this is me now trying a different backing. I'm trying different frames to hold the camera. And it's a good thing that I did, because it ended up, different frames have different blocking, and that did affect the edging of the camera. All right, so it looks like I'm about to talk, so enjoy me in the moment figuring this stuff out. I'll be back in a second. So, which one do you guys think? Face cam to stay Elgato, or go with Logitech? And I did end up going with the Elgato camera just because I was having trouble with the software recognizing the Logitech. I'm not sure if that's has to do with proprietary software with Logitech, or if it's just not a camera that's recognized through Elgato. But that's okay. That's me trying out the shroud, or the shroud's actually right next to it. I'm going to try out the shroud in a second. And this is me just adjusting the angle for how far in the camera should be. You should also note that the camera, you don't want it to touch that lens that's in front of it, that mirrored lens. So just be aware of that, that there is a limit to how much depth you can actually give and how much forward you can bring. Okay. So I'm going to put it, I'm counting notches through here, Put it on notch 4 for the old school face cam. Obviously for the webcam pro, it'll sit a little differently. If I use the Logitech, it'll sit even differently again. So that's where we're at so far. All right, I'm almost done with the setup. I'm then gonna try out how it records. First you'll see it from this camera, and then you'll see it from the actual camera that's behind the prompter. All right, enjoy. This is a little heavy for the support that it has. I am using a heavy clamp and an arm here, although I don't think that's the best solution. I do think there's another way that I can do it, but I just haven't figured it out yet. Possibly maybe using the heavy clamp underneath the smaller barrel and holding it up from there, but this is good. Okay, so ready to roll camera, whether it's the video script or talking points. Camera hub and prompter will give you full control of your delivery. Here in text mode, prompter automatically mirrors anything that is entered into the screen, so you can stay in eye contact. Let me see how the camera's going. So it does give it a slightly more theatrical look. There is a little bit of darkness under here, so I might have to pick up the angle just a bit. So there is a cutoff. And again, I'm not using the Facecam Pro, I'm using the old school. And this is about as far forward as I can go without laying it on the other side. And right there. So you are losing a little bit of frame. It's not too bad though. Okay, let's go back to prompter. Paste text in as you go and add emojis. Once your text is entered and formatting, make it easier to read. Okay, so let's learn how to read like a pro. She sells seashores by the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's much as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. How'd I do, guys? Okay. All right, so far so good. Next we'll be adding a text, and we'll see how I do on my next video. Welcome to alphacenturian. I'll be your guide. Today we are, whoops, opened up the wrong thing. Hold on, give me 1 second. Welcome to alphacenturian. I'll be your guide. You can call me Alpha, and this is not my normal video. This is not my normal kind of video. Today I received a prompter and I wanted to try it out. I can see where this is going to up the quality of my scripted videos, as well as make interacting with chat in my streaming content much more engaging. There is a learning curve, of course, and there will need to be some adjustments to the setup, such as the speed of the scroll and stuff like that. But as an out-of-the-box first attempt, this is so far so good. I am looking forward to upping the quality of my channel and my alts. So what do you think? Was this worth the $279 that I paid? You tell me. And yes, I have a Stream Deck, and I will be setting scroll speed to the dial next. Okay, so let's try those recommended tongue twisters again. Let's practice reading and speaking like a pro. She sells seashells by the seashore, and the shells she sells are certainly seashells. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. This is also a good way to tweak your scrolling speed and to measure how fast you read. So please like this video, hitting the thumbs up button, subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know which topics or channels you'd like me to explore next, and don't forget to check out more of my videos and share them with your friends. Until next time, peace.